The Curious Case of the Girl in the Suitcase. Valerie Reyes, what would you do if you feared for your life and no one believed you? In January 2019, a 24-year-old woman named Valerie Reyes told her mother something chilling. She said she was scared. She said she felt like someone was watching her. She said she believed someone was going to kill her. Just 1 week later, Valerie Reyes was found dead, her body stuffed inside a suitcase and dumped on the side of a quiet road in Greenwich, Connecticut. This is the tragic and unsettling story of Valerie Reyes. Valerie Reyes lived in New Rochelle, New York. She was soft-spoken, artistic, and introspective. She worked at a local bookstore and loved painting. Friends described her as kind, gentle, and intuitive, someone who trusted her instincts. She wasn't reckless. She wasn't involved in crime. She wasn't living a dangerous lifestyle. But in the weeks leading up to her death, something changed. Valerie became anxious, withdrawn, uneasy. She didn't fully explain why, but she told her mother something that would later feel devastating in hindsight. "I'm scared." On January 28, 2019, Valerie called her mother in distress. Her voice was shaking. She said she felt like someone was following her, like she was being watched. She didn't mention any names. She didn't accuse anyone. But the fear in her voice was unmistakable. That night, Valerie Reyes disappeared. Her phone went silent. Calls went unanswered. Messages unread. Her family reported her missing soon after. Police searched Valerie's apartment. There were no signs of forced entry. No blood, no evidence of a struggle. Her belongings were still there. It was as if Valerie had simply vanished. For more than a week, investigators had no solid leads until February 5, 2019. That morning, a town worker in Greenwich, Connecticut noticed something unusual along a roadside: a red suitcase, partially buried in snow. Inside the suitcase was Valerie Reyes. Her hands and feet were bound. Tape covered her mouth. The medical examiner later determined she died from blunt force trauma and suffocation. The discovery shocked the community. Greenwich was known as quiet and affluent, not a place where crimes like this were expected. Investigators immediately began searching for answers. Police analyzed Valerie's phone records and retraced her final movements. One name quickly stood out: her ex-boyfriend, Javier da Silva. Javier was also 24 years old. He had dated Valerie in the past, but the relationship ended badly. Friends later described him as controlling and unable to accept rejection. After the breakup, Valerie tried to move on. Javier didn't. Investigators discovered that the last known person to see Valerie alive was Javier da Silva. When police located him, he confessed. According to Javier, he went to Valerie's apartment to make up. An argument broke out. He claimed Valerie accidentally hit her head during the confrontation. But instead of calling for help, instead of calling emergency services, he panicked. He restrained her, tied her up, and placed her inside a suitcase. He then drove across state lines and dumped her body in the woods. The next day, Javier used Valerie's ATM card. He withdrew $1,000. In 2021, Javier da Silva pleaded guilty to the kidnapping and death of Valerie Reyes. He was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison. No sentence could bring Valerie back, but her family hoped the truth would raise awareness about the dangers of ignoring fear, especially in abusive or controlling relationships. Valerie Reyes tried to tell someone she was afraid. She trusted her intuition. Her story is a reminder that fear should never be dismissed. When someone says they feel unsafe, when they say they are scared, listen, because sometimes the danger isn't far away. Sometimes it's already close. If this story stayed with you, subscribe for more true crime stories, and I'll see you in the next one.